Hello, it's Tessie Faye. Welcome back. We are here in my dining room. This room, I don't think it gets used on a daily basis. We do use it weekly, I would say, but especially at the holidays. And we've got Christmas and Thanksgiving coming up. And so this room gets a lot of use. We like to play games at this table. We eat dinner at this table. If it's kind of fancier. A lot of times we eat at the kitchen bar during the week, but if it's like a Sunday dinner or something, we'll eat at the table, or if anyone's over, we eat at the table. We're going to be hosting both Christmas and Thanksgiving this year, so we're going to be spending a lot of time in this space. And I want to talk about decluttering. Recently, I put out a survey on what is your biggest frustration in your home, and by far, hands down, the thing that people mentioned over and over again was the clutter in their homes. And just keeping things tidy, establishing those routines and keeping our homes free of clutter and having them feel tidy and calm. So today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite strategies for decluttering and just give you a few of my favorite tips. My first tip is to start small. When you go to declutter, it is absolutely fine, and I think preferable to do one small space at a time. So this is like one drawer or one shelf or just one cupboard or one area. Just focus on one small space at a time. I know I read the book by Marie Kondo about the magic of tidying up. I love her. I love that book. I love her method. But it's very overwhelming, like thinking about gathering up every single book you have in your entire house and going through them one by one. It's not very sustainable for me, and keeping control of the clutter is an ongoing process. And I love picking a small contained area so that you can get it finished and feel the big win. Because how many of us have been in those projects before where we get so excited that we're going to declutter, it gets insane, and halfway through we are exhausted and we want to give up, but we still have 2 more days of work. So we're not doing that. We're keeping it really small, really simple. Think of this more as just a maintenance of your home. We have these beautiful built-ins in our dining room, and I want to go through these drawers, and I'm going to take you along on the process and talk you through what I do for decluttering. Here's what the drawers looked like before I started. They're not too horrible, but you can see as I go up and up, they get messier and messier. First, we're going to start by taking everything out and wiping down the surface. This is really important, that everything comes out and you clean up the drawer or the area that you're doing. It helps your mind to just have a clean slate. And also it feels so good to get it cleaned out. So I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna go through all of these drawers, take everything out, just pile it up here on the table, and then I'm gonna wipe down all of the drawers. All of these drawers are completely empty. I wiped them all out. So they're all nice and clean. So next is I'm gonna tackle this pile. So what I'm going to do with this pile is I'm going to go through each thing one by one, and I'm going to decide if I want to throw it away, if I want to keep it in this area, or if I want to donate it. So this is kind of a small area that I'm decluttering right now, so I'm just going to do different piles on my table. But if you have a larger space you're working on, I like to get 2 trash bags, label 1 donate, label 1 trash, and then I get a laundry basket. And the laundry basket is for all of the things that go into a different part of the house that actually shouldn't be in the current room that they're in. Okay, I got everything categorized and organized. I went through everything. I threw away a bunch of things. What happened when I was doing this, which often happens, especially if you're dealing with a junk drawer in an area, is I found all sorts of things that don't actually belong in this area of the house. So here we are. I tried to put everything together. So I separated out all the pencils, the highlighters, markers, pens, Next, I'm going to go through and make sure all of these work and try and whittle them down and just throw away anything that's broken or isn't working anymore. I found lots and lots of playing cards. So those are here, little doodads, some hair stuff, some lip gloss. I found these Mall of America tickets, so we could go to the Mall of America, hopefully. So lots of random things, all my coasters, all the linens together. I found a bunch of photos. So I'm gonna go put those in a different area where photos belong in our house and not in that area. Water balloons, glow sticks, so many random things. And all of this stuff are things that belong in other parts of the house. So, you know, the metronome, that should go with the piano. This is a tire gauge, so I'm going to put that in the garage because it doesn't make a lot of sense for it to be in the dining room. I'm going to put all these hooks along with our other hooks and tools in the basement, and put these with the party supplies, so you get the idea. Okay, now that I sorted through everything, I'm going to take all the things that belong in other parts of the house, put those things away, and then I'm going to take my groups of things that were together and try to find containers to contain them, because if I just throw everything back into the drawer, it's just going to get jumbled up again. So I'm going to look around my house and use some of the containers that I already have and see if I need to go buy anything else, and I'm going to start putting everything back into the drawers. Okay, here's what we ended up with. So this top drawer has all of the playing cards, and then all of the markers, pencils, pens, little random doodads throughout. I just love having containers so that everything is contained and fits well. And then we've got the glow sticks, the water balloons, just a place for the bigger clipboard, notebook, extra pens, and notepads. And then in here, I have the coasters, cake forks, cheese knives, placeholders, and then some of my extra light fixture things. And this has the napkins and my vintage tablecloths. I folded them so that they would be upright so that I can easily see at a glance what's in there. And then the last drawer is my white tablecloths. Also, those are stacked. I did a combination of stacking vertically and horizontally to better be able to see what was in there. Thank you for coming along with me today as we decluttered these drawers inside my dining room. It feels so good to have them cleaned out. When we first moved in, a lot of random things got shoved into these drawers. And now that we've lived in our house for a while, I felt like I was able to put things where they actually belong and just have these drawers filled with things that we actually use and need inside this room. So best of luck to you as you declutter your own home. And remember, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, and you can just start small. Just start with one drawer and get that cleaned out, and I promise it will feel so good once it's done. Bye for now.